Howdy folks, welcome back to another of my YouTube videos. If you're new here, my name is Murphy. I am a fitness coach, and in these videos I go through Reddit questions which are fitness related. If you have your fitness questions, leave them in the comments below and I will try my best to get to them in another Reddit related video. On these, I try my best to answer them in the most educational way possible and in the most simple way possible, so the viewers can understand. Let's head over to the first question. Plain milk or chocolate milk post-run? Simple as 1 plus 1, please. I'm not the right state to absorb complex info. So when it comes to these things, milk is a good source of protein, especially if you're trying to get your daily intake of protein, which can be very hard. I would choose just plain milk because it doesn't have the additives of the sugar which comes from the chocolate. I believe a glass of milk is roughly 8 grams of protein, so you can get an adequate amount if you probably add that in after every meal. Well, easy does it. Let's go to the next question. I'm looking to start a new bodyweight/exercise regimen following recovery from hip bursitis. Got the go-ahead from physiotherapist. I'm also a runner. I've chosen 7 exercises: lunges, press-ups, squats, kettlebell swings, side kick, resistance bands, step-ups, resistance bands, and planks. I'm unsure about how to go about it in terms of reps, sets, etc. Is it better to do 12 reps of each exercise and then do 3 sets? Or is it better to do 3 times 12 lunges, then move on to press-ups, then squats? From a quick Google search, bursitis is just influx of synovial fluid in a particular region of the joint, which is commonly caused by either trauma or overuse. Looking at the exercises that you requested, if they are okay, I don't see any issues with them. You got 3 sets of 12 lunges, just as long as it's adequate for you as an individual. If you find it is causing pains or aches in that area, then I think you just have to tone down the reps or sets. So you can do maybe 3 sets of 6 and just make it intense by slowing it down or doing the isometrics through the end ranges of motion. But honestly, as of yet, if your physiotherapist already recommended that you could start moving, then just keep it simple. You don't need to overthink it. Just get yourself moving, have adequate rest and recovery, make sure you sleep, your nutritional intake is good, and you're drinking plenty of water as well. The only thing I may take out is the kettlebell swings, only because it is a ballistic exercise and it can be relatively aggressive for the joints. That's the only reason I'll take it out, because it could just be too hard or going too hard too soon. So maybe just keep everything else, lunges, press ups, squats, but take out the kettlebell swings. Are just too much, maybe too soon. Side kicks are fine, resistance bands, as long as it is an adequate amount of resistance that you can control, then everything should be fine. This should just be a similar approach when it comes to almost any rehabilitation. Just don't go in too hard, take it easy, really pay attention to how your body responds the day after. If the bursitis is getting worse, then you know what to do. Ask a physiotherapist. Always check with a professional who is specialized when it comes to these type of things. But take it easy, don't rush it. You got a long time to progress with your fitness. So we're on to the next question. My workouts seem to last forever, and I don't seem to finish properly ever. I'm not super consistent with how I do them. At home, I have a bench and dumbbells. I work a barbell and light dumbbells. And sometimes I do calisthenics. I am consistent hitting my areas 2 to 3 times a week: yoga, cycling, Pilates for flexibility, and cardio. I'm 5'9", 180 pounds, 27 years old, male, if that helps. Been working out regularly for about a year. Here's today's workout. 95 pounds barbell, overhead press, cardio 30, 35, break 35, row 15, 25, 20, squat 15, 25, minus 115 pounds. I'm assuming he's lifting 15 pounds. Shrugs 20, 20, lifting 15 pounds. Curls 4, 12, 15 pounds. And that took me 2 hours. I didn't, why is that funny? That took me 2 hours. I didn't do the last 2 sets, and I'm so beat. I'm going to have to do abs tonight also, or tomorrow. Even approaching failure takes so much out of me, and I often get distracted when resting. Any tips? So just kind of breaking it down, going through it. You're saying you train 2 to 3 times a week. I'm assuming that includes the yoga, cycling, Pilates, and flexibility and cardio that you mentioned, or is that outside of 2 to 3 times a week? I just have a few questions, honestly. And the workout, you said you're using a barbell, so I'm assuming you're using a barbell for all the exercises that you mentioned, which is overhead presses. You're doing 12, so 3 rounds of 12. That's not bad. It's the RDLs that look ridiculous. You're doing an RDL 30 reps. Is that literally 3 rounds, 30 reps, 35 reps, then you take a break, 35? Or is that the weight? That's my question. If those are the reps, you're doing far too much. This is a HIIT class at this point. I don't see how you really get much benefit. It's just cardio at this point. You're rowing 15 reps, 25. 15 is fine. 25, 20. Why is it so sporadic? Why is the reps not consistent? Squats, you're doing 20, 15, 25. I don't know what that minus 15 means. Shrugs, 20, 20. Curl, what was 412? Is that like 4 sets of 12? Or do you mean you do 4 reps, then 12 reps? I'm assuming it's 4 sets of 12. It just logically just makes more sense. That's fine, but I just think you may just be overdoing it. That's it. Especially at the RDLs, you don't need to do 30 reps. That sounds ridiculous. No wonder you're probably feeling burnt out. And are you doing 3 sessions, like I said? If you are doing 2 to 3 sessions of the weight training, and then on top of that, you're doing cardio cycling, all of those combined, or just one of those, you're picking one of those every week and then changing it every week, then I guess that works. But I can see why your sessions last 2 hours. I mean, on top of that, I would assume you maybe warming up. Honestly, I feel like I'll just leave like just a mini workout over here, like a strength workout that you can just follow if you ever come across this video. But other than this, I just think you're just doing too much. It depends what your goal is. Strength building, or do you want to do some cardio? Yeah, I just think you're just doing too much. Tone it down. Like I said, maybe go through that particular program I left to the side, and hope that helps with adjusting. You honestly probably just need to train 4 times a week, maybe 2, 3 of those weightlifting, and then 1 or 2 of those are the yoga, cycling, Pilates, cardio. Just depends how intense they are. Really, you left this kind of vague, so it's kind of tough to decipher. I hope this helps somehow. On to the next Reddit question. Been cutting at -10% for a month now, and my bench press suffered slightly today. Couldn't finish my rep range, let alone add a rep. Then I did rows and lat pull downs, and I was able to add reps to both. Then I did some chest press machine and added a rep there too. But my bench decreased. What the heck? First off, good work on cutting on your weight. I'm sure that's such a hard and tedious work to go through. But one thing people find is when it comes to cutting and losing weight alongside your training is your training and lifts do suffer. And it's very hard to increase your strength as you cut weight too. Unless you are a beginner, then it's something that you will find growth is just more quicker and easier to notice. Especially your compound lifts, it's just requires more CNS recruitment, and it gets a little bit more exhausted when you're losing weight, as opposed to doing lat pull down, which is more of an isolated lift. But don't worry too much. If you get to the stage where you do want to start bulking again, you will probably see an increase in your lift more significantly. But it's nothing that's too annoying. It's just how bench press tends to come around. It just sucks, and it's just something you have to kind of live with when you cut weight. So that's it, folks. I hope going through the questions and answering them shed light in certain situations that you may be encountering in your fitness journey. If you have questions of your own that you need answering, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get to them in the next Reddit video. But until then, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.